Hello, friends, and very, very happy Friday to you all. I hope you're enjoying a rather hot and humid Friday in your locale, and I am enjoying a Matches Memorial Friday 7 as is the tradition here with Haunted Bookshop, and it's going quite well. I'm a little out of sorts right now because I'm waiting to see if I actually broadcast because we had that problem last week. It looks like I am actually appearing, so that makes me very happy. So yes, happy Friday. It's hot. I see a lot of folks talking about that. And so far I see we got Rick Spence, Little Piper Todd, Big Dave, Pipe Time, Jeffrey Feinberg, and Robert Miller, and earlier I saw Couch and Tim Fournier. So good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll have some other folks rolling in soon enough. But yeah, it's hot. It's like 80 degrees now, and with the humidity, I think it's supposed to be like 86 or something crazy like that. But what are you gonna do? It's July. It's supposed to be hot. You know, it's better than snow, right? I think it's better than snow. I don't know. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. How you doing, Tony? And Lord Hogarth, having a beautiful 65-degree evening in Colorado. Can't beat that. Michael Case, good to see you, buddy. Gary Edminster, and thanks, folks, for letting me know it's loud and clear. I appreciate that. Steve Russell, Yornik, and the mystery is which Yornik will it be? George Tiedemann, and I think we're currently caught up. So good evening to you all. Looking forward to spending the next 90 minutes amongst friends, which is a rare commodity these days, believe me. Very rare. The beverage tonight is once again a gin and tonic. And folks asked last week about the gin. It's Gordon's. I wasn't sure, but it is in fact Gordon's. But it doesn't matter because between the tonic and the amount of lime I put in there, you can't taste it anyway. Bona Piper, hello there, Christian. And Tim's got me on the big screen. Tim, that makes me feel very self-conscious. At least he doesn't have me like on one of those big drive-in movie theater projection screens. That would be weird. It'd be very strange. And there's our buddy Smarty Bob. Poem. Hubba Bubba indeed. Yes, Yornik, you're both Yorniks. Gotcha. Peas in a pod, as they say. Gary Edminster's got a Perdomo 10th anniversary cabinet-sized cigar. Very nice. You know, Tim, I probably need to, but Lord Hogarth says he's having a cool, rainy summer. Man, we've had rain. We've had actually quite a bit of rain the past week or so, but it's, you know, stifling hot, and then it rains for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, and then it goes back to being stifling hot. Yeah, it's been something. Actually, I heard some people at work yesterday, and who knows if this is true or not, but somebody said that they heard that Monday was the hottest day ever recorded on the planet. Like the global average temperature was hotter than has ever previously been recorded. And it was pretty hot here on Monday. But, you know, those things don't really mean a lot. You know, people will jump on that and say, oh, we better, I don't know, save the whales and drive battery-powered go-karts or something. But the truth is we got a very limited sample size because we haven't been measuring the temperature globally for a very long time. So to say it's the hottest temperature ever recorded, even if you got a couple hundred years worth of data in the couple billion year history of the Earth, it doesn't really mean very much. In Louisville, you had fire and rain. Do you think you'll have sunny days that you would think would never end? There's Texas Piper. Good to see you tonight, Eddie. It's not often I can pick up on one of Tim's earwigs because I'm apparently much older than Tim because he knows all this trendy kid music that I've never heard of. Ah, okay, Christian's confirming it was the hottest day on Earth since they've been keeping records. And there's Ron Hardcrackers. And the Smooth Piper, Peter. Good to see you guys. Electric scooter? No, Big Dave, I don't think so. Peter's got his Friday Savinelli out with some Haunted Bookshop. And there's Stanley Smith. Cooler in mitten today. Hope you're enjoying that. I'm using my hippie lighter tonight. I don't have a good excuse. I just wanted to use it. I don't agree with what it stands for at all, but I just find it kind of funny. Yeah, Yornik, it can get hot enough that you want to shave your head. Steve Russell says his buddy in Colorado at 11,000 feet is getting snow. Well, this goes to show you everything's relative. Flint Hill Briar is puffing on some potlatch. Potlatch. Is that, I think potlatch is an Indian word for tobacco. Is it actually a blend named potlatch, or did you get your hands on some Indian tobacco? Oh, really, Couch? So Ilva's not going to get her operation. Okay. And she's doing okay? It is a very groovy lighter, Tim. Yes. It makes me feel like older Greg Brady. I've told this story before, but my sister loved the Brady Bunch, and I just couldn't stand it. But we had this rule where, it's her night. She gets to watch what she wants. Doug Owen, how you doing, buddy? When he was 9 years old in Portland, Oregon, back in 57, it was not unusual to 100 to 105 degrees in midsummer. So quit global warming crap. I know, Doug, I know. Climate cycling. I don't know why people can't understand that. Probably because there's no money to be made in it. Mushroom Leg, driving to New Jersey to see the Misfits. Cool. Take 5 pipes for the 10-hour trip. Sounds about right. Well, Couch, if Ilva ever stops being insane, I'll know there's something seriously wrong. I'm glad she's doing well, buddy. Give her a treat for me. Ah, potlatch is an Indian celebration. Okay, I thought it was a tobacco. Shows you what I know. I knew it was an Indian word, at least. And Rick Spence is saying it's an Aleutian celebration, and it's a tobacco from Seattle Pipe Club. Gotcha. Well, I hope it's tasty. Yeah, Tim, indeed, it would be Greg Brady with the perm, yeah. Poem wants to know if anybody's tried the new Zippo butane pipe insert. Is it worth the $20? I like Zippos the way they are, so no. that somebody else may have. Ah, too hot for Eddie to have a pipe. Sorry about that, Eddie. Yes, little Piper Todd. That was one of the lines from that show that just ate its way into my soul and wouldn't leave. I'm sorry, I'm just really not a fan of the Brady Bunch. I think it was just a god awful. But it's colored by the fact that I had to watch it because that's what my sister wanted to watch. Oh, that's fantastic, Couch. It's hard to put a dog on a diet. I've tried. They don't like it very much. So glad she's doing well with that. There you go. Yurnik says that the Zippo cigar butane lighter is good and reliable, so maybe the pipe lighter is too. Tim thought the Earth was 7,000 years old. Could be, Tim. I think it just depends on how you look at it, to be honest. Creator of the boundless universe, indeed. Nature doesn't really care much about us, does it? It's Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy. How you doing, guys? Yeah, that's a good question, Michael Case. If the butane insert is a torch lighter, I wouldn't recommend it for pipes, as Michael's pointing out, because you'll burn the heck out of your pipe. Lord Hogarth doesn't think it's worth 99 cents. Oh, it's a good one, Yurnik. Kate says she knows she's African, but it doesn't mean she has to like it. I think they were indeed, Couch. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Doug first off is educating us on potlatch. It's a Seattle Pipe Club blend, possibly blended by Sutliff, and it's Latakia Forward, which explains why I've never heard of it. Zippo pipe butane inserts seem to have a leakage problem, dangerous when it comes to gas under pressure. Indeed. Yeah, I would stay away from that. Now there are these, what are they, Thunderbird inserts that they were selling for a while that fit into the Zippos in their butane. I know some guys used to like those, but I don't know anything about them other than I'm pretty certain they were called Thunderbird. Well, Tim, the Brady's wouldn't stoop to having to need one of those. Texas Piper's asking if we've seen that the Standard Tobacco Group is getting into cigars and they're going to release a plum pudding special reserve cigar. No. That usually doesn't work well. I mean, there's been attempts to make like a Latakia cigar, a Perique cigar, and they usually just don't do well because they're so different from what most cigar smokers want. Indeed, creator, we should be reassured that we have 4 seasons. That's a good point. Oh, Big Dave's asking Couch for weight loss advice. Uh, I think he's going to tell you to cut back on the treats and go for a walk every night. It's a dog joke. I'm sorry, Big Dave. That might have sounded like I was being critical of you. I was actually trying to make a joke about the fact that Ilva's a dog, and it didn't turn out very well. So my apologies. Northwest Pipe Smoker has a good video on Potlatch, the Indian ceremony, and Poem recommends it. So it's something worth looking for. If only gets 2 cups of dog food a day. You could try that. Okay, Couch managed to make the joke for me. Thunderbird insert worked pretty good, but wore out quickly, says Rick Spence. That's been my experience with all butane lighters. I just I've got so many butane cigar lighters that I just have to throw away because they just don't work after a while. And anything that needs that much maintenance, I just, these things, as cheap and silly as they are, they do last forever. And now that I figured out how to stretch the spring, but I just prefer the Zippo. No, I think his dog has to get down to 75 pounds, Lurker Troy. That would be a lot of weight to lose for a dog, yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, Michael. The cigar tobacco does work in the pipe tobacco, but the other way around, maybe not so much. Ron Hardcrackers is smoking Sir Winston's from Einstein Pipes and Cigars in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Only house blend they make, medium English, and is recommended by Beowulf and Pipe Ninja. Well, there can't be much wrong with that then. And he's got a Dr. Grabo Starfire. Nice pipe. Creator of the boundless universe, people were mad at Galileo for detecting that the Earth revolved around the sun and not the other way around. The sun is the center of this universe. Well, the sun is the center of this solar system, but only from the perspective of the sun. You can mathematically make any moving object a still point and let everything else revolve around it relative. It's much more complicated. You wouldn't want to do it if you had to solve any of the equations, but it can be done. Everything is moving, I guess, is the bottom line. Sailor, no baseball game tonight. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. I'm happy to come in second place to baseball. Gary Edminster says he started using a Zippo in '72 and hasn't looked back. My goodness, Gary. Yeah, my dad used Zippos, so that's where I first kind of got the appreciation for them. But I bought my first one the late '80s, I guess. Yeah, I get that, Flint Hill. Cigars don't have the same range as pipe tobaccos for sure. But if you take your time with them, you can find a lot of interesting stuff in them. But part of what I like about cigars is that you don't have to think about them as much. I know cigar snobs will yell at me for saying that, but yes, Yornik Starfire, just like the Super Heroine. I think she also had an adjustomatic stem. Dog hair DNA, is that a thing, Tim? Oh, Doug, that sounds like an interesting experience. Good that you know how to do it right now, huh? Hey, the Urban Hermit. How you doing, Everett? A Seekian 128 with old Joe Krantz today. Fantastic. It's good to see you, buddy. Taylor's got some Tito's vodka straight and old Joe Krantz in the Briarworks bull cap. You have to look back when you drive in reverse, says Tim. Good point. Or else you don't have to, but it's That's fine, creator. Point is, Galileo was a pretty smart guy. Michael Case says the original match was just a thin rolled up piece of waste paper lit by a fire and then used to light the pipe, he thinks. You know, Michael, there's a fascinating story to be told about matches, and I've been thinking about making a video on it, but I just haven't had the time to put all the information together. But the history is really fascinating, and people would do everything from use pieces of paper, as you mentioned, splits of wood, picking up coals from the fireplace and holding them to the pipe. I mean, there were all sorts of ways to light pipes prior to matches, and then matches. It's an interesting history. So someday I'll do that. I'm sure you could trace dog hair DNA. It's not like the FBI has a dog hair DNA database or anything, Tim. Oh, Everett, got to go back to work. Well, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Ron's got a drunken spell check. That's okay. Big Dave wants to know what everyone thinks of briar pipes that are carved into people's heads. I think that would hurt, Big Dave. I also think it would depend on which person's head it was carved into. Bella's listening to my dogs. Well, they say hello, and I'll let them know that Bella says hello back, assuming she does. Oh, that's a neat experience, Doug. I've had some pretty weird, snobby experiences in cigar shops overseas. I just dropped my tamper, pardon me. And well, not just overseas, but in other countries, I should say. You just never know. But it sounds like he actually was trying to be helpful. Kevin Doolin, good evening. Yeah, that's true, Flint Hillbriar. Bananas can get away with any crime they want. Yernick says that FIDO Bureau of Investigation has the dog DNA database. Could be. Yeah, I had some Swan Vesta matches back in the day. They are wonderful things. But these guys are not bad. And if you want to get some matches, these are actually the best matches I've found, and they're light years ahead of the matches that you get in the grocery store now. Those things break when you look at them. Yeah, Tim, you're right. It's another thing they could use to match it to the crime scene. No question about it. Are you planning something? That's fascinating, Doug. Pipe cleaners were made from bird feathers, and they were used to swab out the pipe stems. They were sold in bundles by several companies, including Dunhill and BBB. Very interesting. Proto Piper, hello. Good to see you tonight. Big Dave just picked up a carved briar pipe that resembles Abe Lincoln with a removable stovepipe hat. That is cool, Dave. And creator of the Boundless Universe is trying out some Mixture 79 in a Wally Frank pot. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Poem is asking why they're called safety matches. I think it's to distinguish them from the light anywhere matches. So safety matches can only be struck on that strip on the matchbook or matchbox. Beowulf and Miss Kathy, I have not broken the bark code. I don't know. Sometimes Isabel in particular lately has just been getting up from a sound sleep, standing in the middle of the room and barking. And you ask her what she wants and she looks at you like, why are you bothering me? I'm barking. I don't know what's going on. So Eddie likes to do his initial lighting with matches and then relight with a Zippo. There are folks that say they like the matches because you can move them around better and get better coverage. I honestly don't see much difference. Matches are lovely when you're smoking inside and there's no wind. Indeed, Yornik. Indeed. And Tim likes Hot Wheels over Matchbox. I liked Hot Wheels too. Phil Rivera, hello. I have beautiful Ukrainian women above me, Phil. Well, I'm glad you chose me. I don't know what that says about you, but I'm glad you... I probably would have gone for the Ukrainian women, to be honest. But oh, you can still get Swan Vestas from you and Reese. Cool, I did not know that you could get them in the US at all. Flynn Hill, the three, what are they, 3 stars? These are Swedish matches. I don't know if it's the same ones that you have, but these are made in Sweden, and they really are fantastic. Poem is asking how I can stand the smell of a Zippo. Frankly, I've never smelled it. I know people complain bitterly about that. They say it imparts a taste and a smell. I just don't, when I'm filling it, I smell it, but after that, it's just, I like the Zippo. The fuel should burn, so there shouldn't be any fuel laying around or anything. It does never bothered me. I know, Phil. I figured it was a YouTube ad. I think I've got them limited now. I hope, because for a while there they were sticking them in everywhere. I think they're just going to show up at the beginning and the end now, and hopefully you can skip them. Yeah, Doug's asking if the Ukrainian women are real. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, Phil agrees. Yeah, there's a whole lot of scamming going on there. Although I think YouTube is pretty good about choosing their advertisers, so it's probably not a complete scam, but it's not a Nigerian prince scam, but you're also not going to be dealing with the person in the ad. Gotcha, Flint Hill. Well, yeah, anything you can find that works. And I have to admit, I have not tried many non-US made matches, so maybe they're all like that. But these are very good. Give fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire, says Tim. I don't know, Tim. Yornik says, let your Zippo breathe for a second or two before lighting. Eh. Hey, that works for you. I just don't know. I never had a problem with it. Peter says he tastes a little bit when he lights, but it goes away almost immediately. Yeah, it certainly isn't going to be like getting into the tobacco or anything. I don't think we're going to try that, Michael. Yeah, the scam comes once they're stateside and married, indeed, Phil. Tim says, why not date a woman from the Philippines? Tim, I'm not getting into a discussion of mail order brides at this point. I get in enough trouble as is. I did have another Instagram. What do you call them, Tim? The women on Instagram that for some reason are very interested in a post-middle-age bald pipe smoker? He's got a name for them that I can't remember, but you get these messages from these women. They just start with hi, and you look at their profile, and they're all bikini pictures and stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, something ain't right here. So I always respond. I enjoy it because it keeps them from, if I can keep them occupied, I can keep them from preying on some gullible person that doesn't know what's going on. And no, I don't think these are bots, Tim. I think they're just Steve's saying hookers. No, I don't think they're hookers either. Uh, I don't think they're even women. I think they're probably guys in Russia or somewhere pretending to be women. But it's just, there are guys out there that are dumb enough to fall for this. And I feel like if I can keep them occupied, it entertains me and it prevents them from scamming somebody that doesn't understand what's going on. So, Gary says Cartwright kitchen matches are okay. So, well, Doug, thanks for the tip. Hopefully we don't buy him out. Poem says he smoked a 15-year-old jar of McBaron Dark Twist and it was awful. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, Big Dave, I didn't mean to say that in any way that Ukrainian women weren't friendly and all that. I'm just saying that the women in that ad are probably not because, well, anyway. So, and Peter says he just blocks them, and that's what I probably should do, but it entertains me to talk to them and to wait for them to get to the point because I know I'm occupying them, and I play stupid. You know, I'll respond, hi, did you have a pipe-related question? And this latest one told me that she was very interested in pipes, and she sent me a picture of a pipe and asked me what I thought of the shape, which was interesting. Was an ugly pipe. And you know, it goes on for a while, and she starts asking me if I'm going to invest in her cousin's company or something like that. Or her cousin can help me invest in cryptocurrency and make a lot of money. And so I'm not interested in money. And so, why don't you just want to, you know, try it out? It'll be fun. It'll be. And I said, no, I just don't care about money. This drives them crazy because they don't know what to do then. So it went on for a while, and finally I said, you know, I'm just this guy on Instagram that you see doing woodworking and you know playing around with pipes and stuff. What makes you think I've got? She wanted $500. I've got $500 to spare. And she said, well, I'll put in $300 if you put in $200, and there'll be no risk to you. If you lose your money, I'll pay you back. So I said, and again, I'm being stupid on purpose because it keeps them from bothering somebody else. So I said, hey, I thought you were my friend. What's all this interest in money? If you ask me for money one more time, I swear I'm going to block you. I have not heard from them since. So I'll give it a couple days and I will block them just to be done with it. But it's fun. I shouldn't say I recommend you do it because I don't want you to get into trouble or anything, but it is good to do just because it prevents them from messing with other folks. And people must be falling for this because there's an awful lot of them doing it. And it's got to be an easier way to make money, but such is life. Well, I am done with the haunted bookshop. And oh crud! Did I not bring down the other pipe? Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna have to improvise. I've got my Falcon here, which that'll work. It's a shame. I thought I brought it down. I was smoking J Mouton Billiard today, and I was gonna smoke that as my second pipe, but instead we'll go with the Falcon. It's on the desk. And we get caught up here. Yeah, Phil says it sounds legit to him. I don't think so. That's interesting, Eddie. So Per George Jensen no longer works for McBaron? Wow, that's a long time relationship coming to an end. Kevin Beringer, if she's really offering no risk, she puts in 500 and you put in nothing. Indeed. Pull my leg, it plays Jingle Bells? Yep. I do occasionally smoke Mixture 79, Big Dave. Not often, but, you know, occasionally. Jim PM, happy Friday, sir. Luxury Twist Flake and Hard Lemonade. Yeah, Peter, they just come in like crazy. It's funny. Proto Piper wants to know if anyone's been to Boswell's lately or if there's any plans to go. I haven't. I think Beans and friends and maybe Cole will know better when he shows up. He usually shows up later in the show. They went back in October. I couldn't go. So I don't know what the plans are now. Diamond matches are about all I ever see in the stores, and they are pretty crappy. Ah, that's a good one, Doug. Buy something from me, then I'll buy something from you. It's not uncommon to mix a little dog hair in your pipe tobacco. Not around here it's not, Tim. That's for sure. So, time for the mystery tobacco. The new weekly feature here on the live stream. In case you missed last week, I found a large collection of miscellaneous bags and such. I'm not going to truly randomize this because some of these, like there's one, well, I'm not going to truly randomize it, but I got, let's try that one. I'll let you pick one, but I'm going to pick out 3 or 4. That's dehydrated, so that's good. And then we'll take this one. I'm not even looking at this point. Okay. So these will be repeats from last week. So we got, returning for a second try, we got Virginia Gentleman. And the idea here is that I found all these things, I got to get rid of them. So you pick something, I'll smoke it, and I will try to finish it during the course of the week. And I did finish up the Esoterica Dorchester pretty quickly, actually. That was very good stuff. So this is Virginia Gentleman from my buddy Doug. This is interesting. This is a mystery baggie that I got a couple of years ago from Steph and Skip Kane, and it smells very Northwoodsy or maybe like mellow mushroom, that kind of stuff. It's a lot of key at crossover blend. Lancer slices. It's got a paper towel in there because it was getting a little dried out, so it's put that in to rehydrate a bit. And this is another gift from my friend Jim, the guy who provided the Esoterica last week. Makua. And I believe you guys will probably know better than I do. This is an HU tobacco, and it is, I believe, a Virginia Perique. but I'm not entirely sure. I did open this and try it when he first sent it to me, and if I remember right, it was not like something I enjoyed. So, what's it gonna be? We got Makua. We got Lancer Slices, the Mystery Baggie, which may or may not be Northwoods or Magic Mellow Mushroom. Just lay off that one, Tim. I know what you're going to say. And Virginia Gentleman. All right. Sauerkraut Margarita. I hope that's not a real thing. So Texas Piper says Makua is delicious. Phil's voting for Makua. Texas Piper thinks it's a burley. I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't remember liking it. Another vote for Makua. Michael Case wants the Lancer Slices. Proto Piper wants the Mystery Baggie. Tony 2390, Virginia Gentleman. Good to see you, Tony. Jeffrey Feinberg, we're getting a lot of Makua votes here. Another one for the Mystery Blend. Doug Owens says Makua was, he got some from Bremen Pipe Smoker, and it was a bit bland with bright Virginias and Perique. Yeah, I just don't remember it. I remember thinking this isn't something I'm going to want a lot of, but Gary Edmonster needs another beer. Smooth Piper's voting for Makua. I think we're going to go with Makua, because that seems to be the fan favorite, so. And I do this with trepidation because I honestly think I didn't like this, but that's okay. Got to do something with it, right? So, and I cleaned my little bowl, so I'll be able to show it to you. This was also vacuum packed and had to be fluffed. Never smoke anything you can't pronounce, says Michael Case. Good advice. All right, so this is what we got. Hopefully you can see that. It's a little crispy, actually. My fault for not keeping it in something sealed. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a Virginia Perique with some burley in it. It's got some very dark Perique looking things there. I lost the pipe again. So let's load it up and see how it performs. Well, the good news is I only have about 2 bowls, so if I don't like it, well, of course, now I'll love it, right? There's only about 1 bowl left there, and depending on how this goes, that might get donated to the 2023 blend. Well, let's light her up and see what we got. Makua is French for haunted bookshop, says Proto Piper. Everybody enjoys someone else's suffering, indeed. Is it like pineapple on your pizza? Pineapple and jalapenos on pizza? No. No, pineapple's not good. No. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this has got a weird. It's got that. I don't know what to call it. Like there's an old burley flavor. It's almost like you get it a lot in old codger blends. That, you know, like if you get a pouch of like 10-year-old Granger or something like that. So. And that's what I got on the first puff here. Funny, for being as dry as it is, it doesn't really want to light. I'm getting a very strong, like almost vanilla flavor out of it. And I know it's not an aromatic blend, but very sweet. We'll see how this develops. But so far, it's very, to Doug's point, very flat. But Michael Case doesn't like Perique, huh? Malwai Burley, says Eddie, that is more chocolatey. Maybe that's where I'm getting the sweetness from. Pineapple sounds better than anchovies. Oh, come on, Beowulf and Miss Kathy. There's nothing wrong with anchovies. Pineapple just doesn't belong. Fruit doesn't belong on pizza. Concrete. I hope not, Jordan. Deep dish Chicago style pizza was first invented by a Texan. That's pretty funny. Okay, Kevin Doolan says it's Burley Perique, Virginia with a cocoa topping. That's making sense, Kevin. It's that cocoa topping. That's what I'm getting. But it's not a, the problem is that it's probably got more Virginia, significantly more Virginia than Burley in it. And that cocoa is coming with the Virginia sweetness, and it's almost more of a vanilla effect than that sort of cocoa chocolatey effect you get with Burley's and cocoa topping. Really, Doug, bananas on pizza. That is funny. I'll tell you a banana pizza story. The power of suggestion, Flint Hillbriar. Ah, Tim, you caught me. Tomato is a fruit. Okay, no non-tomato fruits on pizza. Really, you don't like the anchovies, Phil? I don't mind them at all. So when we were in anchovies and double garlic, I sleep alone. Gotcha, Michael. That makes sense. I think cocoa topping means cocoa powder. I think. That's what it tastes like. Oh yeah, watermelon flavoring doesn't sound like a good thing on tobacco. So we're in New Zealand, my wife and I, and we're looking for a place to have lunch, and we come across the little sort of brick oven pizza place where they make these little personal pizzas, and so we go in and decide to have lunch there. And I really enjoyed New Zealand because they do things differently. There's a lot of differences in what they find palatable. Not terribly so. It's not like going to an Asian country where you're going to be eating things you don't understand. But it's combination things like the McDonald's in New Zealand, which I saw at the airport. They actually had a burger with a fried egg on it, and no, it was a hard-boiled egg actually, and that was a big deal. And we saw several places that had hard-boiled eggs on burgers, which to us was odd. So things like that. It was kind of interesting. So we're looking at the menu for the pizza, and she keys in on this chicken pizza with bananas. And I said, no, no way. No, you get your own, I'll get my own. And I think I got something really exciting like cheese and tomatoes. Um, and so these came out, and she takes a bite of this, and she's, oh, this is fantastic. And she really, really enjoyed it. And she still talks about this pizza to today. I had a piece of it and thought, that's just kind of weird. Not just bananas, but chicken. I don't think chicken should be on pizza either. So, yeah, that was interesting. You know, Flint Hill Briar, I think an anchovy flavored pipe tobacco would. I have to admit, it's something I might try. I like the flavor of anchovy. I agree, Peter. If apricot is done properly, it's a really nice topping on tobacco. Crickets and cockroaches on pizza. It's coming, Doug. We're running out of topsoil. We're not going to be able to grow the feed crops for cows and pigs and such, and we're going to wind up eating bugs. Probably in the not too distant future. Now, I can eat pepperoni on a pizza, but I don't like it. I prefer sausage. No Italian can eat anything without garlic in the blood. That, yeah. I I use a lot of garlic, Michael, when I cook. Haggis flavored tobaccos. The Smooth Piper says pepperoni is the only thing he puts on his pizza. I don't think I'd like mutton on the pizza, Jeffrey. The King loves chicken and banana pizza. Elvis, is that true, or are you just making a peanut butter and banana sandwich joke there, Jim PM? Calawella is great, and it's basically plantain, which is a banana with spices. That's cool. I've had plantain, fried plantain, and that is good. It's like a banana, but it's not as sweet. No, Big Dave, you don't have to eat bugs to save the planet. You're just not going to have a choice. Gary's going long pig first. Couch is back and wants to know what I'm smoking. I am smoking a Falcon with a tobacco that I can't pronounce and already forgot the name of. Makua from H&U. Captain Black Haggis because you want to suffer. Ha! Okay, Jim. Phil says sausage, mushrooms, olives, maybe salami. How about mushrooms? My perfect pizza would probably be did I not? I didn't turn it off. Sorry. I would probably go with sausage, onion, mushroom, and black olives. You know, you might be right, Eddie. It might be better with coffee. Um, and don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. It's just not a flavor I like. Doug wants to know why really fine Italian style pizza is easier to get on the East Coast. You know, Doug, I've had this discussion with my wife's family. They live in Pittsburgh, which they don't believe they're in the Midwest, but they are. At least they act like they are. And the pizza they like is horrible. Like they think Little Caesar pizza is really, really good. They go crazy for that kind of pizza. Um, I grew up on real, Italian style thin crust, like the New York style pizzas, but we get them in Philadelphia. But it's that style. And to me, if it's anything that's like thick crust, like these takeout pizzas, it's terrible. I don't know why it gets bad so quickly as you go west, but I think it's because they're trying to improve on it. It's really a very simple thing. You put dough on down and you put some sauce on it and some cheese on it and you cook it. Um, you don't put asparagus and you don't try to make it in a cast iron skillet and all that kind of stuff. Gary Edmondson wants Greta Thunberg on a pizza. I wouldn't eat that. I'm seeing Ron said barbecue rib meat and Texas Piper saying bacon burnt ends on pizza. Sounds good. Big Country Briar, how's it going, Cole? Back when I was a boy, our local pizza always came with a little side of anchovies in the box. Oh, that's cool. They've just faded away, but when great new local pizzas places, that's one of the best. So blessed. Wow, fantastic. Yeah, I've heard that argument about the water in New York bagels, Flint Hill. Could be. Flour Dough Mafia Union only exists on the East Coast. Flint pizza is unusual, Yornik. Oh, you can't beat that, Cole. I mean, you got to get the pizza there just because of the logo. I don't know, Doug. Maybe it's the water. I really don't know. But it does really go downhill as soon as you get away from the coast, in my opinion. Paul Johnson, hello. Wilkie Vice Cat in a Paul's Pipe Billiard. Sounds good. Could be the flower, yeah. Could be Lord Hogarth. There's lots of variables. Tim's defending Little Caesars. So just to be completely transparent, it's been years since I've eaten takeout pizza, so I have no idea. We actually make we get them at Costco, these cauliflower crust pizzas that we started eating back when I was on that functional medicine diet. Couldn't have any gluten, and my wife doesn't do well with gluten either. And these things are really good. And we'll like cut up extra vegetables and put them on and stuff. And I enjoy those. The cauliflower crust is different, but it's not terrible. But it's something different from a traditional pizza. It's not at all the same thing. And Peter's finished his haunted bookshop and he's loading up Granger and his own Paul Deerhorn stem. Nice. Doug, I didn't mean it as a shot. If it was a shot, it was against people in Pittsburgh because I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Midwest. I like the Midwest, but there's differences between the Midwest and the East Coast, just like there's differences between the Midwest and the West Coast. That's why it's called the Midwest. And if you talk to people in Pittsburgh, they tend to have the sensibilities that Midwesterners have compared to what people on the East Coast would have. So that's all I meant by that. And when it comes to cuisine, I personally, as you know, an Italian who grew up in a very heavily Italian area with lots of Italian immigrants and stuff, and I'm used to eating food that has, oh, I don't know, flavor. Uh, it's my fault. I married into a Midwestern Slovak family where they claim that putting like paprika on something is cooking fancy. Uh, yeah, I guess it's a shot, but I didn't mean it as a shot against Midwesterners. Piper on the 45. Good evening to you, sir. Tim Fournier says that cauliflower doesn't belong anywhere near pizza. Well, I think it belongs much nearer pizza than pineapple. Oh, cool, Cole. I'll look forward to seeing that. That sounds like a great logo. Poem, it's CaneRod Piper, and it's a Gmail account. And you can find the email address on the About tab of my channel. You can also get in touch with me on Instagram through direct message, CaneRod Piper there. And if you're not on Instagram, guys, it's actually a pretty good pipe community. I mean, it's got its ups and downs with Instagram, but the folks there tend to be a pretty good group. And I have to admit, when I first joined, I was actually prodded into doing it by Pipe Leisure, if you remember him. I haven't seen him in a long time. And I thought, what am I going to do? I'm going to scroll through and look at pictures of guys with pipes, and you know, and I'll tell you what, I spend a lot of time scrolling through looking at pictures of guys with pipes, and it's pretty darn enjoyable. There you go, Doug. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Swedish soul food. Spam on pizza. Yeah. Oh no, Couch, don't send me a movie. So because of y'all, I wound up rewatching 2001: A Space Odyssey at some point in the past couple of weeks. Um, there's 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Oh, Palm, I'd love to see that. Palm did a portrait painting of me. I'd love to see that, and I'll if you are okay with it, I'll show it off next live stream. Never saw Eyes Wide Shut, Tim. Yes, Lord Hogarth. Cube steak is a good cut of meat. Yes. 3 hours of life void, indeed, Lurker Troy. So, Tim, are you saying Eyes Wide Shut is another 3 hours you'll never get back? Yeah, Doug, it was overwrought with symbolism and just uh, I don't know how anybody thinks that's a good movie, but what are you gonna do? Everybody, there's something for everybody, right? Bologna is just a hot dog pancake. That's very observant, Ron. I like that. French Canadians make cube steak cuisine? Patrick Grant says, it's good to see you, Patrick. No, Mike, that would watching water too. Oh, I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm not getting that. Water World. Oh, yeah. Never saw that one either, but I heard horror stories about it. Oh, that's pretty cool, poem. Freeze YouTube videos to do portrait practice because the light is more natural. That's pretty cool. So I'll tell you a cube steak story. Yeah, I got a cube steak story. So when we first moved here, so this is over 20 years ago, my in-laws came out to visit, and my father-in-law is the kind of guy that likes to go to like dive bars and diners and stuff like that. He's not a fancy restaurant guy, so he saw this diner and he had to go. This was the center of his life for the week. He had to get to this diner. He does that. He just decides he's got to do something, and that's all he talks about. So we took him to this diner, which was just a diner. Wasn't anything special. It wasn't good or bad. It was just a diner, and he ordered cube steak. And when they brought it out and served it to him, he complained that it was like a piece of hamburger, which I just found hilarious because I don't know what he was expecting. Tim wants to vote Showgirls the scariest movie of all time. Minecraft shenanigans. Yeah, Yornik, it explains cube steak about as good as anything. Couch says Waterboy is a great movie. I think I've seen that, or at least some of it, and it was funny. The Society of Ordinary Gentlemen wants to know if a hot dog in a bun is a sandwich or a taco. I'm going to vote sandwich because the bun is a bun, but I can see the confusion. It's a taco if you use flour tortilla, says Tim Fournier. Yeah. You know what? Call it what you want. Yeah, Yornik, I don't think steak should be in any way modified by a geometric term. No, Doug, it wasn't that. It was. I would eat a hot dog taco. Yeah. So as was predicted, last week on the live stream, Tony Chestnut won the hot dog eating contest again. Good for him. And it wasn't quite as bad as somebody said he did 70 some, but this time it was only 60 some. So he probably only had to be sick for a week after that. That's pretty much what cube steak is, Michael. Tesseract steak, yes. It's either that or hypercube steak. That'll mess with your sanity. My diet isn't limited, Tim. I eat a vast array of things. Tonight I cooked. I had salmon, rice, and Swiss char. The Swiss char did not work out. My wife does not like, she doesn't like any cooked greens, so she won't eat spinach cooked, and she won't eat Swiss char cooked. But she likes the stems. Go figure. And she normally sautés them, but I saw a recipe for roasting them, and I thought, oh, that'll be nice. They'll get caramelized, and went. They were like eating little plastic bacon strips. They were terrible. But the salmon and the rice were good, and I cooked the leaves as like a green. That was good, but she didn't eat that. I was smart enough to put in some carrots too, so she had roasted carrots to eat. So it all turned out okay. But yeah, I eat a lot of things. Cooled off enough for Eddie to light a pipe. Habana Daydream and a Mouton Love It with a Yingling. Good stuff, Eddie. Flint Hill says in Manhattan there was a tobacco place called the Pink Taco. They claimed it was called that because they had a pink colored taco. That's a good reason to call it that. Deep fried cube steak cuts are good, soaked in Worcester and soy, then dust with garlic. That doesn't sound terrible, Jim. Rubik's cube steak. Good one, Michael. Yes, Doug, I charred the char. I did. Tim, I'll look forward to that. Tim and I are going to that place that I don't want to pronounce. Oh, there you go, Patrick. He made air fried salmon, roasted potatoes, and mixed vegetables. Very nice. I've never tried to air fry fish. We've got one of those ovens that has an air fryer in it. I've never tried it with fish. Country fried steak is cube steak in a batter. What's chicken fried steak? Yeah, Kevin. Ain't my bag, baby. Indeed. That sounds good, Yornik. Yornik's giving out chicken recipes there. I believe they do have to eat the bun in the hot dog eating contest, Doug. It's been a long time since I watched it, though. Oh, cool, Patrick. He's done barbecue chicken and barbecue ribs in the air fryer. The only thing we've done is sweet potato fries and some regular potato French fries. We haven't done that in quite a while. So this tobacco it's maintaining that sweetness all the way through. You know, this whole bag in the White House thing is it's truly ridiculous. I mean, it's an embarrassment. Todd Munson, you made it. Good to see you, buddy. You know, it's one thing to find it all that, but just to come right out and say we'll never know who, you know, there's got to be a ridiculous amount of security and cameras and everything else. How could they say that? Yeah, Kevin, that's a likely outcome. That sounds good, Doug. Co-host salmon simply seared. Yeah, I don't like fish overdone. I don't like sauces and spices and stuff on it. It's basically baked, maybe with a little butter and onion, something like that, salt and pepper, or seared like that. Sounds good. The Texas Piper is informing us that there's no pipe or snarfblat in the new Little Mermaid movie. Eddie, I don't even want to know how you know that. Clown house indeed, Flinthill. Yeah, Patrick, this is a falcon. I didn't plan on smoking it, but I forgot to bring the pipe down that I was smoking, so this was on the desk. You're right, Jim PM. It's a pandemic of clowning. Todd Varslow listening while painting an apartment at work. Well, that's cool. Hope we keep you entertained while you paint. Things you do on the weekend, Eddie. Yeah. Poem wants to know where Hubba Bubba comes from. It's a bubble gum, Poem. You want to know where it's made? I don't know if it's still made. You know, Flint Hill, sadly, I don't think Jefferson could do it. Piper on the 45, you would think it would be that simple. Yornik is answering Poem's questions. That is funny. Poem says it's not a bubble gum. Boy, I'm twisting my tongue tonight. It's not a bubble gum, but close. Well, I only know Hubba Bubble Bubble Gum. Boy, I'm amazed I got that out. Pipes of old, gotta take the dogs out. Well, go do so, Pipes of old. I didn't say anything about orange lip gloss, Gary, did I? I hope not. Oh, you're liking the 79 creator. It's good stuff. All right, Lurker Troy, thanks for joining us, buddy. It's a military expression, says Jeffrey Feinberg. Okay, I didn't know that. Or maybe he's proposing an answer. Tobacco Pipes International, how's it going, buddy? Well, Poem, if you know what it means, why don't you tell us? Because we're all confused. It's short for Hubble Bubble. It was Tim. Oh, the orange lip gloss thing. Okay. I don't think Tim uses orange lip gloss, but ah, okay. So Palm is saying that it's a Bazooka Joe character from Bazooka Bubblegum. Boy, I haven't thought about Bazooka Bubblegum in a long time. Do they still make that? The little comics inside of it? Those were, I think we used to be able to get a piece of that for a penny. I know that makes me sound really old, but I'm fairly certain it was a penny for a piece of Bazooka Bubblegum. He's a goth at heart, says Michael Case. But Tim's using black gloss. Ah, Tim. All right, Photo Piper. Take care and have a good time at work tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Doug. Doug's saying that the Seven Alley Tobaccos answering creator of the Boundless Universe. So Seven Alley Tobaccos are blended by McBaron. I remember the one that I had was, I believe it was called Jupiter. I think it was called Jupiter. It wasn't bad, but it definitely was a McBaron product. No question about it. Now, Tim's probably still around, Gary. He, he just might be a little put off by the lip gloss discussion. It was remarkably hard gum, Flint Hill, and then you'd finally get it chewing and the flavor would be gone in about 3 seconds. But it was great for kids because you had to get those baby teeth out, and it helped quite a bit. So I can honestly say that this Mukawa it's okay. It's smokable. It's that old time burley flavor I was talking about is still very prominent. It's still very sweet, but yeah, not something I'd hunt down. Captain Black Bazooka. There you go, Yoni. Yeah, Mark, I like the Falcons. I think they're perfectly fine pipes. And it's kind of cool that you can get different bowls for them. Thank you, Wilmington Piper. That's interesting, Eddie. Yeah, maybe your palate's just off tonight. But I've had that happen, you know. Taste change. Dan Robertson, it's not more of a pain to clean than a briar. Actually, one of the nice things about it is that you can take the briar part off and just run it under tap water if you need to. You just run it under a hot tap and get it nice and clean. It does require a thinner pipe cleaner, so you need something like a dill pipe cleaner to get in there, or maybe one of the church warden types. A normal JB Long tapered pipe cleaner won't get in. But other than that, it's no problem at all. Good point, Eddie. Yeah, hold on to blends because your taste might change, but if you like something, maybe you should smoke it before your taste change. Is that true, Doug? Falcon is still the biggest selling pipe in Great Britain. I've talked about this before. I actually have a whole video on it buried in the recesses of history, but there's a really fantastic work called Up from the Ashes, a really fantastic book called Up from the Ashes that was written by the guy who first, invented and produced and ultimately manufactured and marketed the Falcon. And it's a fascinating book because it goes through in excruciating detail the guy's quest to bring this to market and how it rose in popularity. It sold an incredible number of pipes. I mean, there just an amazing number of these things sold. And how he had to move the factories around different places because of tax laws. And yeah, it's just really, really cool reads. It's called Up from the Ashes. I cannot remember it was written by his daughter. I can't remember her name. Can't remember his name either, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, and well worth reading if you're interested in Falcon pipes. Oh, Pipes Magazine has a form chain on Falcons. I'll have to take a look at that. Yornik says it looks too much like a crack pipe. Well, the reason I first bought one was, oh God, I'm having lots of mental problems tonight. I cannot think of the name of the man who wrote the book on building CaneRod pipes, bamboo fly rods. I can remember his nickname was Jerry, but I cannot remember the man's actual name. Anyway, there's a short video of him in his basement making pipes. Am I making any sense? Did I say CaneRod pipes? I meant cane rods, fly rods, bamboo fly rods. There's a video of him in his basement making bamboo fly rods, and it's a fantastic video. He goes through like every detail, every step in detail, but it's very fast, very short. So if you don't already know what he's doing, it's not very informative, but it's so cool to see this master doing this thing. And I sure hope his name comes to me before the end of this video. Anyway, throughout this video, he's smoking a Falcon pipe. And I thought, wow, first of all, I didn't even know what it was when I first saw it. And I looked into it and I said, oh, I got to try one of those. And yeah, they're cool pipes. but I got it for completely geeky fanboy type reasons. Oh, you're worried about the well, what you do, Wilmington Piper, is you cut off about an inch of pipe cleaner and you roll it into a circle and you put it down in that humidome, and that soaks up all the moisture. It works really well. Yeah, there was the Viking pipe, the Kirsten pipe. I have not tried any of those. Um, so I can't say I've got a couple of Falcons and I enjoy them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say trade in all my pipes and just have Falcons. I don't like them that much. I really like a traditional briar pipe. But these are good for what they're good for, and I keep it down here as a shot pipe. I have one upstairs unsmoked with the price tag on it that I believe it was like $3.99 or something, and I just can't bring myself to take that price tag off. So yeah, indestructible. You could just change the bowls. Absolutely, Doug. And the other thing, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but you really can just take these off and clean them with soap and, well, not soap, but, well, you could use soap, I guess. You could just put them under a running tap and clean them out. And, I wish I could do that with a briar pipe sometimes. It would make life a lot easier, but you can't. Well, I have gone over, haven't I? It is aluminum creator, and I can't say that it smokes cooler. Um, doesn't smoke cooler or hotter. It just smokes like a pipe. You guys that are saying it looks like a dope pipe or a crack pipe are spending too much time looking at dope pipes and crack pipes. Wow, they still sell for under $10 in England, says Doug. That's pretty cool. When I think of a crack pipe, and I don't know that I've ever even seen one, just pictures, but I imagine they're quite small. And all the marijuana pipes that I see, like on eBay and stuff, if you try to look for pipes on eBay and not see marijuana pipes, they tend to be very small. This is a normal size pipe, guys. Well, I am done with the Mahawa, or whatever the heck it was. Makua. And yeah, it was good. Not great, not something I'm gonna rush out and buy more of, but I appreciate the opportunity. And once again, thank you to my buddy Jim Finn who sent me that sample. So I got one more bowl of that. I'll probably smoke that tomorrow and be done with another baggie. So thank you for the help with that, and we'll do it again next week. Gary lost 3 or 4 Falcons in the Navy. That's unfortunate. It's not made out of glass for sure, Flino. Oh man, Doug, that would be grounds for divorce for sure. Yeah, my wife knows that my pipes are off limits. Scouring them with soap and water, yeah, you don't. Well, gents, I have one swallow left of the gin and tonic, so I am going to draw this to a close. I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been a great time as always. Never know exactly what we're going to talk about, and tonight was no exception, but it was enjoyable. So, I'll be back on Sunday with the usual Sunday video, and we'll be back here next Friday with another live stream. So until then, take care. Have a great weekend, great week ahead, and take care. We'll talk soon. See ya. It didn't work.